I'm about to blow your mind with 3 Airbnbs that are absolutely crushing it right now. In fact, for each of these 3 locations, I found similar properties nearby that you can sublease right now. And I'm going to show you exactly how to turn them into your very own profit-pumping Airbnbs. And here's the kicker. These properties aren't $5 million each. We're not talking about luxury penthouses in New York or beachfront mansions in Malibu. These are real properties in real markets that regular people like you and me can replicate. Now, I'm not just talking out of my butt here, okay? But I have 7 Airbnbs that are pulling in $400,000 per year in cash flow. And the craziest part is I just started 3 years ago, not in 2010, not before the market got saturated, okay? 3 years ago. So if you're ready to see how the Airbnb game is played in 2024, then stick around. And by the end of this video, you'll have a concrete plan for launching your own profitable Airbnb business, regardless of your current bank balance or experience level. So let's dive in. So our first Airbnb is located in Poughkeepsie, New York. Yes, Poughkeepsie, New York. Now the craziest part is this Airbnb right here is pulling in over $181,000 per year. This place is charging about $1,000 per night on average. But here's the genius part about this. It's not just about the town, it's about the experience. This place has that cool classic American charm. We're talking a porch with an American flag. They have hardwood floors, a backyard that's perfect for summer barbecues. It's really like stepping into a Norman Rockwell painting, but with Wi-Fi. And honestly, the people are eating it up because it's close enough to New York City for a weekend getaway, but it's also far enough to feel like you're getting away from it all. It's honestly a perfect spot for these Brooklyn hipsters who want to pretend they're living the simple life for a weekend. Now, before I get to this next property that I found and run all the numbers, I want to introduce you to the Airbnb arbitrage model. It's much simpler than it sounds, I promise. And here's how it works. Instead of buying a property, you lease it on a long-term contract from a landlord. And then you turn around and list it on Airbnb, VRBO, Booking.com as a short-term rental. And the magic happens in the difference between what you pay in rent and what you earn from Airbnb guests. For example, you might lease a place for $2,000 per month, but you earn $4,000 a month from Airbnb. So after all expenses, you're pocketing the difference. And the best part is you're not tied down with a mortgage or massive upfront costs. You can test the waters with minimal risk. Plus, you can scale pretty quickly by adding more properties as you grow. Now, of course, it's not all roses. You're also going to need to navigate local regulations and get landlord approval. But for many, it's a game-changing way to build an Airbnb empire without the traditional real estate headaches. With that being said, we found a similar property that you could sublease and turn into your very own cash printing Airbnb machine. So let's break it down. Based on the comps that we found, we're looking at a property that could pull in about $115,000 per year. That's over $9,600 per month in revenue. And that's an average daily rate of about $400 at a 51% occupancy rate. I'm calculating that the monthly expenses is going to be about $4,700 per month. That includes the rent, insurance, utilities, even pest control. After all expenses, you're looking at a net operating income of over $58,000 per year. That's over $4,800 per month in profit. Now you're probably asking yourself,
okay, but Preston, I don't have the startup costs. I don't have piles of cash over here.
But I got good news for you. The total initial investment for this property to get them all rolling is just over $15,000. That covers your first month's rent, security deposit, other fees, and even furnishing the entire place. Now this is where it gets crazy. The cash on cash return is 386%. To put that into perspective, on my long-term rentals, I like to get anywhere from a 10 to 12% cash on cash return. Let me put this into perspective another way. Let's say you invested that same $15,000 into the stock market with average returns of 7% a year. It would take you about 20 years with compound interest to make the same amount this Airbnb would make you in 1 year. I'm not an interior designer, but you can use tools like Interior AI, Pinterest is another great one, or even hire an interior designer. The best way to stand out today is to have a killer design and also have killer amenities. Next up, we're going to go to Carlsbad, California. This place that I found is raking in over $181,000 per year, charging about $578 a night. And you can tell this place is awesome just by looking through these photos. And that's the secret sauce here. People aren't just renting a house, they're renting an experience. They're buying a week of living like a laid-back California local, even if they're actually a stressed-out accountant from Ohio. And again, even though we're in California, you don't need a fortune to get into this market. I found a similar property right here that can pull in $137,000 per year. Now let's break down all the numbers. Your monthly expenses will run about $6,900. That covers everything from rent, insurance, utilities, and pest control. After all said and done, you're going to be pocketing about $4,500 in monthly profit or $54,000 per year in net cash flow. Startup costs aren't going to be that bad either. You're looking at about $19,000. That includes your first month's rent, security deposit, furnishing, everything. And again, the theme that you're going to be seeing here are like crazy cash on cash return numbers. This one's going to be at 281%. I want to remind you again that I'm a huge proponent of investing. But as you can see, if you choose the right vehicle and you develop the right skill set, then you can make way higher cash on cash return numbers than almost anything else. Now let's talk about Traverse City in Michigan. This place is awesome. You're going to be surrounded by trees. You're going to feel like you stumbled into some secret forest getaway. So you step inside and you're greeted with the perfect mix of modern and also rustic vibes for this property that I found. One of the coolest things about this property is the view. One of the best ways to stand out and is one of the hardest things to replicate is by having an awesome location. Whether that means that you're close to a beach, you're close to a nearby city, you have awesome views like this property. And that's one of the things that we can change is the location. So if you have an awesome location with any of those things, that means you should go hard at locking down that property. This place is charging over $1,100 per night and bringing in over $179,000 per year in revenue. I found a similar place in Traverse City that you can rent and turn into your own Airbnb gold mine. online. This could bring in over $104,000 per year, charging $537 per night. After paying for all the expenses, you can be making just under $4,000 per month in profit every single month. That's $47,000 per year in your pocket. And the best part is you only need about $15,000 to get started on this property. This investment can give you a 318% return on your money. That's literally turning $15,000 into $47,000 in just 1 year. Now, I can almost hear you guys thinking,
Okay, but Preston, this sounds great and all. I'm a total beginner, and I don't know the first thing about running an Airbnb. There's no way I could pull that off.
and I want to stop you right there because everyone starts somewhere. Believe me, these successful Airbnb hosts weren't just born knowing how to do this. They learned, and so can you. Here's the thing. You don't need to be a real estate mogul or a hospitality expert to get started. But what you do need is the willingness to learn and adapt. Now, let's break down what really makes these properties successful. The first thing is to understand the local regulations. Yes, there are rules, but they're not rocket science, okay? With a bit of research and maybe a chat with the local real estate agent, you can figure this out. Number two is creating a great guest experience. This is just about being a good host. Think about what you'd want if you're staying somewhere. You'd want clean sheets, clear instructions, and maybe a local guidebook. It's not complicated, it's just thoughtful. Number three is smart dynamic pricing, and these are automated tools that can help you make more revenue. Number four is to effective marketing. Now, in today's world, this is mostly about taking good photos and writing an honest, appealing description. And the best part about this is that Airbnb, as long as you have a good listing, is going to distribute your listing to people that are interested. Number five is having efficient operations. This is just about being organized, setting up good cleaning schedules, managing bookings, responding to guests, and yes, it takes work, but it's not beyond your capabilities, I promise. And a lot of this stuff can be automated through tools like Guesty, Hospitable, etc. And I want you to know that these successful Airbnb hosts aren't superhuman. They're just people who decided to give it a shot and learn along the way. They stay on top of local laws, they maintain their properties, and provide good customer service. It's not about being perfect from day one, it's about being willing to learn and improve. And remember, every single expert was once a beginner. The difference is they just started. They probably made mistakes, but they learned from them, and that's exactly what you can do as well. If this video has lit a fire into you and you're ready to dive headfirst into your Airbnb journey, I've got some great news. Me and my team can help you turn that motivation into real results fast. We're talking about setting up your first profitable Airbnb in the next 90 days. But don't just take my word for it. Let me share with you some real results from students who we've been working with. So first up is Rob. He's a 33-year-old marketing director from Kentucky, and despite his busy schedule with work and his 2 kids, he signed his first Airbnb deal on day 85. And now he's bringing in over $10,000 per month in profit from just 3 Airbnbs. Then we have Jenna and Tyler. They're a couple from Boston, and by day 42, they had beaten over 400 other applicants to secure 2 properties. In their first 8 months, they made over $35,000 in net profit. Now they're on track to generate between $160,000 to $200,000 per year in annual revenue. We also have Dustin, who signed his first deal in just 31 days, and that single property generated $10,000 in its first 2 weeks, and now he has 5 Airbnbs, and he's already surpassed his full-time job income. And we got people from all sorts of backgrounds. We have teachers, engineers, nurses, salespeople, software engineers, managers, etc. These people are launching successful, profitable Airbnbs while also fitting that into their busy schedules. Imagine starting 2025 with a thriving Airbnb business already up and running. And that's not a pipe dream. It's exactly what we help people do every single day. And here's how we can fast track your success. We've already done all the heavy lifting for you in market research, and those properties in Carlsbad, Traverse City, that's just scratching the surface. We also provide you with a curated list of pre-vetted properties in high potential areas with landlords ready to sublease, so you don't have to waste time on dead-end leads. You get our proven playbook, all the SOPs, the systems and resources you need to hit the ground running. We're going to be handing you the exact blueprint that generated over $400,000 per year from me. You're also going to get instant access to our community of successful hosts. It's like having a team of Airbnb experts on speed dial 24/7. Now here's the thing, we're not just offering advice, we're offering a complete system and ongoing support to ensure that you're successful. It's like having a seasoned co-pilot on your Airbnb journey. If you're interested in turning your Airbnb dreams into reality before the year is over, you can click the link in the description below to book a call with my team. And on this call, number 1, we're going to map out your path to launching your first Airbnb in record time. Number 2, we're going to identify and eliminate any obstacles standing in your way. And number 3, we're going to create a custom action plan tailored to you and your specific goals and situation. Remember, the only difference between dreaming about success and actually achieving it is taking that first step. Now, before we end this video, here's my challenge to you, and that's stop making excuses. Stop waiting for the perfect time to get started. The Airbnb market isn't dead, it's just evolving. And the people who adapt and take action are the ones who are going to succeed. And with that being said, I'll see you in the next video.